What's up, guys? Dylan here. Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin and all the other coins and why that's a good distinction to make when you're thinking about cryptos, how to invest, which ones to buy, all that fun stuff. I talked about the other day about Dogecoin, which would be an other crypto. And so today I'm going to talk about why there's a distinction and how you should think about this. If you want to take my advice. And please, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, like, subscribe, and comment. Give me your questions, thoughts, and feedback, whatever you want. Let me know. So just want to start off, I got the new mustache today. Not that that's important or relevant to the topic, but I just wanted to point that out if you didn't already notice it. But anyways, so Bitcoin versus all the other coins. So I was listening to a video by Michael Saylor, and he's the CEO of MicroStrategy, who is well known in the crypto community just because he was the first CEO of a publicly traded company to invest in Bitcoin, and he invested at about $24,000. And basically, he sees it as the future. It is the future asset store of value, right? The premier asset for storing value. Now, why is that important? Why is that relevant? Well, for him, what he sees is all other assets pale in comparison to what you can do with Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is the future. So we'll get on that in a minute. So what about something like Ethereum or Dogecoin? What about those? Can those overtake Bitcoin, right? Will they be the new Bitcoin? Will those be the assets and stores of value? Well, no, right? According to him, and my perspective is I'm leaning towards no as well. I'm still learning a ton about all these things, but the reason why no is because they do other things than what Bitcoin is. They're designed to do something else than what Bitcoin is designed to do. And they also have significantly less market cap, less monetary energy. That's one of the things that Michael Saylor brings up a lot, is that money is energy, and when it goes to a place, right, a bank, a business, something, a store, right, your pocket, right, it has like a gravity to it, right? You can do things with it. It's energy. You can use it to spin. You can use it to you can transfer it. It moves. And Bitcoin has $1 trillion worth of monetary energy, and those other assets do not even have. Ethereum, I think, is 300 billion right now, so a third of Bitcoin. I think Dogecoin is like not even 100 billion yet, and then there's other ones that are around there as well. So significantly less monetary energy, and they've been around for less time. So one of the key things he brought up is making the distinction between Bitcoin and everything else. So he's like, everything else is like our applications on Bitcoin, applications on blockchain. So that's a whole ecosystem, and there's so many different things that are involved in those applications, right? So you have NFTs, so non-fungible tokens. You have DeFi, decentralized finance. You have decentralized exchanges. You have even things that are trying to be a form of currency, where Bitcoin is an asset that can that essentially a layer that can run underneath all those other things. Other applications can be built on and be tied to, that their value can be tied to, rather than what currently value is tied to is our monetary system, current assets we have out in the marketplace that aren't Bitcoin, and then also the fiat money. So one of the problems that we're running into with fiat money, I'm talking about a lot of things today, so just bear with me. One of the problems we're having with fiat money is it's being debased, which means there's more and more printing of money, right? So the money supply is going up, but the value of things, right, they aren't going up as fast, right? They aren't. So what you're finding is assets, things like that, are increasing in value, but anything that's priced in fiat, you'll find it's becoming more expensive because the value of your dollar is less because there's more of them, right? So that creates a real problem when you're trying to get a return, when you're trying to take your fiat dollars that you earn, right, from working your job, whatever it is, doing your business, and then you're trying to use it to buy things. Well, those dollars aren't going to go as far. So something to the tune of 15 to 20% is what the reduction in value of the dollar is happening each year, and will continue to happen for the next 5 years or so, given current monetary policy and projections. So I know it sounds like boring stuff, but it's important. It's important when you're thinking about investing or buying cryptos and buying Bitcoin and comparing Bitcoin to Dogecoin, to Ethereum, to Cardano, to Polkadot, to one of the million other ones. And it's important when you're looking at that because Bitcoin, when you look at it as an asset, as a store of value, as like a savings account, think of it as a place you can put your money that over time, right, its value will go up, because as more money goes into Bitcoin, more value goes up because it's the amount of money in it multiplied by the number of coins, right, gives it its market cap, right? So we're at $1 trillion right now, and there's about 18 million or so coins, or roughly around there, and so we're around $50,000 to $60,000 per coin, right? That's at 1 trillion. Projections are the market for Bitcoin can go up to 10 trillion, which is about 10 to 12 trillion, which is about what gold is, and then on up to 100 to 300 trillion in the next 10 years, because that's about how much money is stored in assets across, bonds, stocks, bonds, equities, real estate, all these assets that people have invested money in as a store of value, so their money can grow with time. But those are all things that are the value of those. A lot of those things are going down relative to Bitcoin, so money will look to move to a better source. And forgive me if I'm not explaining this correctly, but you can always go check out some of Michael Saylor's videos and find out more. But that's important because when you're thinking about how do I invest, you should be thinking about, okay, what can I invest in now that will give me a return 4 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, right? This is a long-term investment strategy. And then you can also think about, what type of things can I invest in now for a short-term investment strategy. So things like Ethereum, Dogecoin, Polkadot, Cardano, thinking about other ones like a bunch of other ones, right? There's so many coins out there. Things like that, they haven't proven themselves over time yet, right? So they're just getting started. So they could be at the peak of a bubble, right? And they could never get established. They could be beaten out by another one, right? And have something else take over, right? So there's a lot more risk and a lot more speculation on that side on the Bitcoin applications or blockchain applications and how we're going to use those and how are those going to apply versus things like Bitcoin, where it's like when you study it, when you see it, when you understand it, it's like this is an asset, this is a store of value, this is something you put your money in to keep it safe and to grow with time, right? Versus something like Dogecoin, you might be just putting your money in now so you can make some gains on the price rise, when Elon Musk goes on Saturday Night Live. You're speculating. You're speculating that the price will rise, but you're not actually using Dogecoin for anything at this point in time. Now, it may evolve to where that's a currency or something that can be traded online, things to be bought. You could sell things and get paid in Dogecoin, things like that. It may evolve to be that, but it's not there yet. So there's more risk to that side of investment. Now, as always, there's always a little bit more reward with more risk, but that's you have upside and then downside. So you always got to take that into consideration. But I guess the key point here is that I've been trying to say, rambling on, but when you're thinking about cryptos, it's Bitcoin and everything else, right, at this point in time. And so when you think about investing, it's Bitcoin probably has the least amount of risk and volatility out of all the other cryptos. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'd love to know more. But the volatility is going down, and it's going to continue to grow as institutional money goes in and more money goes into it as a store of value. Versus everything else, it's a lot more jockeying for position, being in flux. Now, Ethereum is a clear front runner in that space, but there's a lot of other ones, right? Dogecoin may seem cool and hyped up and all that, but there's cryptos every day that skyrocket in price, right? 10x, 100x, 1000x, right? Because they have small market caps, so a little bit of influx of money can significantly change the price. So I think the key thing that I would do if I were you, and that I do a little bit, and I like to talk to my clients about, is how to strategically invest your money. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. How to strategically invest your money so you have long-term investments, right? So, for 4 or 5, 10 years down the road, right? Investing in assets. And then how can you invest money in projects you believe in or projects you think, that have value today that could turn into something in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? And so that's how I look at it. I look at it like Bitcoin, safe, long-term investment, right? That's a store of wealth, of value. And then things like Ethereum and anything associated with that, look at it as like, hey, I believe in this company, right? And I say for me, that's a primary thing that I would look for, like Brave Browser, the BAT token, right? That's a cool company. It's a browser that pays you when you use it. You get paid to be on the internet. I think that's pretty cool. So you can put your money in those coins, right? And see how they go over time. Now, they may not be around in 2 years. Maybe there will be a better one, right? We don't know. It's still so early on in the crypto ecosystem. But if you put your money in a company you believe in, then, that will help, right? That will help that company grow, because one way companies grow is by getting more attention. And if people really like a product, like they do Apple phones, they're going to tell their friends about it. And the more that happens, the more potential growth that there is. So find companies on the other coin side, not the Bitcoin side, projects that you believe in, applications that you think are really cool, things that you could see yourself using, and invest in those tokens. And you know what? Then you could take a little portion of your money if you wanted to and put it in things that you think are purely speculative. You're like, I have no idea what this is, but it's half of a penny right now and it could go to $1. Like, I'm gonna put $100 in, right? I'm gonna put $10 in. You know, you can play around with that, and you may get lucky, or you may lose your money. But if your future isn't tied up or hung up on the idea that you're gonna get rich tomorrow off some rapid rise of crypto, then you're going to be so much better off. You're going to have so much stress, and you'll actually have fun doing it, right? Just think of it as spending money if you're going to do that kind of thing. So I guess I'll conclude with buy Bitcoin, right? Invest in Bitcoin. Seriously study and look about how Bitcoin is an asset and how it's an asset that's appreciated in value, I think over 200% over the last 10 to 12 years, and how if things continue going as they are with the monetary policy and the debasement or I'm getting tongue-tied. The debasement of our currencies, how that is favorable for Bitcoin, and indicates that the price will go up in the future. 100,000, 150,000, 1 million, 3 million, who knows, right? You can do the math on what it would take, what kind of how much money would need to be in it, and see if that's realistic. But really consider that as an asset, as something you can put your money in, as a store of value and a protection against the debasement of the currency. Like, that's a real thing. Look it up. Learn more about it, and you decide if you believe in it or not. And then, think about how you can then maybe get more money to put in that, to invest in assets, right? Because that's the real way to wealth. You invest in assets, and you let those assets grow, right? Strategic assets. And if you study some of the richest people in the world, most successful in the world, that's one of the things they do. And one final thing is, I actually heard this from Alex Becker's channel, and he was talking a similar thing. He was talking about how people want to get rich off of like a spike crypto going from 1 cent to $1 to $10, right? You gotta really be paying attention to the market and know what you're doing, but you can also use that money to invest in yourself, like in a business, because the business is an asset that has the potential to grow and sustain you for the rest of your life. So while this space is new, there's so many opportunities in the crypto space to get involved with. So if you're just getting started, use this opportunity to study companies, put some money in so you see how it works, right? So you're invested in things, or you have skin in the game, right? You don't have to put a ton of money in, but just learn how these businesses work, what types of businesses are out there. Look at ones that are doing well, ones that aren't, ones that attract your attention, right? Ones that have a proposal, a white paper, you're like, that's cool, right? And study those, and then maybe you'll get an idea for your own business, right? Maybe your business is helping others learn about cryptos. Maybe your business is just even doing copywriting or website building or things like that for the crypto niche specifically. I know local businesses need to know more about cryptos, how to get paid in cryptos, especially if you're buying Doge thinking that's going to be in currency, and you're like, this is great, it would be great if it's a currency, but how do I spend it? Where do I spend it? Maybe that could be your business, right? Helping businesses accept Dogecoin, right? Or any other cryptos. So there's so many opportunities, there's so much excitement in it, and there's so much that you can do with it. So that's it for today. Just go out there, study it, learn it. Don't get stressed out. Don't put all your money in one basket. Don't YOLO, right? Again, it's not financial advice, but don't put all your money in one basket because you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you'll get lucky, but the majority of people won't, right? Anyways, go out there, have fun. And if you like this video, if you found it valuable, subscribe below. I'm going to be making more of these. Maybe I'll get a stand so my phone's not moving around. But I'll have more. Put in the comments below any sort of topics or things like that you'd like me to cover. And so I'll see you later. Peace.